Call Executive Janitorial and find out how their years of experience in earth-friendly methods will keep your facility professionally clean and provide a healthy workplace for all of your employees. Think green and get clean. Oh, and if anyone asks, just say the janitor did it. Executive Janitorial in San Luis Obispo. Call 541-5266. That's 541-5266.
The most comprehensive look at the news. National, state, and local. This is Information Now with Ben Heighes on the Information Station, AM 1440 KUHL Santa Maria.
7:33. Thanks for tuning in to AM 1440 and FM 106.3 KUHL. We'll check in with California news coming up. We've got sports and a whole lot more. But right now, time to talk food with our favorite grocery gal, Amy Goldsmith. Amy's helped to launch and grow some of the most well-known brands that many of us eat or at least see on the grocery shelves daily. You can follow her and her antics on Instagram at The Grocery Gal, where she reviews new products and gives us a glimpse into her crazy life as a food finder. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Ben. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl this weekend.
It is Super Bowl weekend, which means my favorite act: fun, football, and food.
Yay! All right.
Yay! And a recent poll came out from the U.S. Snack Index, and it was focused on Super Bowl snacking habits. And it shows that snacking, as we know, is an essential part of the game day experience. And 8 in 10 Americans expect that they are going to have chips and pretzels as part of their Super Bowl snacking. And salty snacks are the biggest snacks that people are eating. And it generates approximately $520 million in one day.
Wow.
One day. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we've got Kansas City and we've got the 49ers. So if you're watching the game alone or you're hosting a party, you need to have snacks. People are expecting it. But there's a way to do it a bit healthier while still celebrating with fun and food. It's just you can only need to make minor changes too, by the way.
All right. So some minor changes. What are you recommending here, Amy?
Well, so first I suggest thinking, like, what are the 1 or 2 items that you will not compromise on, right? So maybe it's having cookies and beer that's not light beer, but you're willing to make minor adjustments to other things. Or like perhaps like my sister refuses to have sour cream that isn't regular. She will not have low-fat sour cream. She won't have light sour cream. So she will not give that up, but she doesn't care about cake or cupcakes. So figure out what you're willing to compromise on. And like every time I tell you, make a list before you go to the store and check for online coupons and stick to the list because there are Super Bowl snack displays everywhere that will want to make you impulse buy. So stick to that list.
All right. I remember you saying that just because it's on display doesn't mean that it's on sale.
Oh, you're such a good student, and I love you for that. 1,000%. We call them end cap displays, and those are the special displays that are often revolve like around a holiday or, like today, this weekend, a special sporting event. So, but it's not always on sale. So read the signage. And even if it is on sale, by the way, the store brand or even another brand that's actually in the aisle and not on the end cap still might be cheaper. So you may just want to check that out.
Yep, good idea. So, Amy, do you have any suggestions for better on, maybe on some better snacks that people can do that are still maybe fun?
Yeah, so of course. So again, decide what you're willing to compromise on and make your list. It's intuitive eating, right? So let's say potato chips and tortilla chips, which you now know are the most sought-after snacks with 70% of Super Bowl watchers. So let's start right now with chips and salsa, okay? So why not get baked tortilla chips instead of the fried ones? And if you're getting salsa off the shelf, make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup in the salsa. So that's an easy compromise, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then let's say chips and dip. Another favorite. Instead of chips, maybe use vegetables. You can buy those baby carrots, so you don't need to cut them, or those whole sweet peppers. Those come in the bag. You don't need to cut those either. And you can do jicama and cucumbers and celery. And by the way, did you know celery is actually negative calories? You burn more chewing on the calories than you'll get from eating it.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah. You can have as much celery as you want forever, and you will not get a calorie out of it.
Oh, that's good news, yeah.
Isn't that good to know? So it keeps you chewing. If you want the chips too, with your chips and dip, there are some excellent baked chips. So like Frito-Lay has baked Ruffles. They have baked Cheetos, and they have baked Lay's. And those three are 50 to 65% less fat than non-baked. So you can have your chips and dip. You just can have baked chips or veggies if that's where you're willing to compromise. And let's talk about the dip. In my world, no party is complete without the Lipton onion soup dip.
Oh, that is good. Yeah.
Isn't that good? Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to use the full fat sour cream unless you're my sister. You can use light or low fat, and you can even use Greek plain yogurt. It tastes great, and it has less fat, plus the yogurt has protein and probiotics, so it's actually giving you a little something back. But also, check the dip mixes for high fructose corn syrup. It's hiding everywhere. I used to love that Laura Scudder's green onion dip mix, but it has high fructose corn syrup, and for me, that's where I'm willing to compromise. I don't want that.
Well, that's interesting about the yogurt in place of sour cream. There's so many yogurts on the shelf. In fact, I was shopping for yogurt a couple of days ago. So how do you decide? For me, it was the one that was maybe a little cheaper.
Okay, that's a great question. My suggestion is, you know what I'm going to say, right?
Read the labels.
Read the label. You need to determine how much protein, fat, sugar, or added sugar and calories you're willing to eat. And so what fits into your diet plan on that yogurt shelf? And also, you want to make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup in there. So here's the issue. High fructose corn syrup is a common sweetener made from processed cornstarch. It's an added sugar, and it's in a lot of foods. But it's an easy thing to stay away from if you read the labels. And like anything, too much added sugar of all kinds is not good for you, right? So when you're looking at the yogurt, check the label. Determine, again, how much protein you want, how much fat you want, sugar or added sugar you're willing to eat. So there's American yogurt, there's Greek yogurt, there's Australian yogurt, there's Icelandic yogurt called Skyr, non-dairy, extra protein. Just read the labels and go from there. And the reason why I say use Greek yogurt for the dip is it's not as thick as the others, and it tends to be more tart and tangy than Australian or Icelandic. So it makes for a great choice for dips or baked potatoes because it's a little bit more savory.
Oh, yeah. Well, yogurt, of course, we can talk about, I'm sure, for a much longer time. But anyway, back to the Super Bowl. So what else are you recommending?
Well, again, shop the perimeter of the store, right? Cheese with wheat crackers, fruit skewers. Also, go into the frozen section and go get some edamame. You can microwave it, add a little sea salt, and nosh on that the whole time, and it's packed full of protein. It's good for you. But I get it. Football isn't complete without wings. I get it. There's a lot of stores right now that are having sales on wings, so that's the pricing is right for the weekend. And look, if you're a Kansas fan, let's make a Kansas City barbecue, right?
There you go.
Kansas City barbecue sauce is a balance of sweet and tangy, and it's rich because it has molasses and it has a little acidic quality to it because of the tomatoes and vinegar and a right amount of heat from the chili powder. It's a classic ketchup-based barbecue sauce that is a must-have for your wings this weekend. But just keep in mind, if you're not making it yourself, the majority of barbecue sauces and ketchup has high fructose corn syrup in it. So just, again, pay attention to that. And by the way, if you're a 49ers fan, I say splurge on the clam chowder. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Get some sourdough bowls. I know what San Luis Obispo bread company up there has this delicious sourdough.
Oh, that's Brian Sourdough, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So go grab some of those and put some clam chowder in that. You can celebrate the 49ers. I mean, my recommendation, if you're making the clam chowder, try using a lower fat milk or non-dairy cream in the soup, but kind of there's no healthy way to do that one. Just have fun and enjoy.
Yeah, there you go. Jump right in. Well, so what I'm hearing from you is that, it's okay to splurge, but maybe if you're going to be splurging on some items, maybe try to look at finding maybe less fat or less sugar in some of the other foods you might be choosing.
Again, yeah, that's exactly it. Just what are you willing to compromise on? Maybe you will not drink light beer. You want the full Monty. I get it. But you don't really care about the chips as much, so you'll buy baked chips, and you can lower your fat and calories there. You're just kind of switching up, and you can still have everything. You're just kind of making intuitive, smarter choices.
Yeah, I like it. There you go. Hopefully a good, successful Super Bowl party. We've been speaking to Amy Goldsmith, of course, our Grocery Gal, and you can follow her and her antics on Instagram at the Grocery Gal, where she reviews new products and gives us a glimpse into her crazy life as a food finder. Amy, who are you rooting for the Super Bowl?
I'm rooting for the commercials is what I'm rooting for. I'm really excited to see the great commercials. But, go 49ers. We're Californians. We got to support our local.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way I'm headed right there, San Francisco for sure. Well, Amy, some great tips this morning. I look forward to catching up with you hopefully next week.
That's right. Have a great day and go Niners.
All right, thanks again. That's Amy Goldsmith, our grocery gal. Don't forget birthdays and anniversary wishes. 928-1440 is my number, 928-1440.
Now your political insights from ABC News. 10 hours of questions and answers in the impeachment trial. One of the recurring questions, if the president thought he was helping national security in his re-election campaign by withholding aid to Ukraine, is that impeachable? House Manager Adam Schiff.
If any part of the president's motivation was a corrupt motive, if it was a causal factor in the action to freeze the aid or withhold the meeting, that is enough to convict. It would be enough to convict under criminal law.
But the president's attorney, Patrick Philbin, says those mixed motives mean the Senate must find Mr. Trump innocent, even if it helped him